What if I fail? 4 words, and they were enough to stop her every single time. But before we get to her story, let me ask you something. What if you are the one stopping you? Not the economy, not your background, not the people who doubted you. Your own mind, your own voice, the one that shows up every single time you get close to something great and whispers, "What if I fail?" Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "You gain strength, courage and confidence by every experience in which you really stop to look fear in the face." This is the story of a woman who finally looked fear in the face, and what she found that changed everything. Hannah was 28 years old, warm brown skin, natural hair, a mind full of ideas that had nowhere to go. She worked a job that paid her bills and asked nothing more of her. She was fine, but fine was not what Hannah was made for. Hannah had a dream. She wanted to start a content creation channel. Not for fame, not for followers, because she had something to say, things she had learned, things she had lived through, things she believed could genuinely help people. She had been thinking about it for 2 years, ideas written in 3 different notebooks, equipment researched, editing software downloaded, content strategy studied. She had everything she needed to start, except the one thing that mattered most, the courage to begin. And so she waited. The dream got heavier with every passing day. She did nothing about it. Every time Hannah got close, fear arrived with questions. What if nobody watches? What if people think I am not qualified? What if I say something wrong and people judge me? What if I put everything I have into this and it fails? And every time those questions came, Hannah found a reason to wait. I will start when I have better equipment. I will start when I have more time. I will start when I feel more ready. But the equipment improved. The time came and went. Hannah was never ready. Because here is the thing about fear that nobody tells you. Fear does not wait for you to be ready. Fear grows in the waiting. The longer you wait, the louder the voice becomes, and the louder the voice, the smaller you become. One Saturday morning, Hannah was scrolling through her phone. She came across a video, a woman speaking confidently, warmly, clearly, nothing extraordinary about it, just someone who had decided to show up. And something about that simplicity hit Hannah differently. She put her phone down, looked at the 3 notebooks on her desk. 2 years of ideas, 2 years of waiting, 2 years of what if I fail, keeping her exactly where she was. And for the first time, a different question formed. How much longer am I going to wait? That evening, Hannah cleared her desk, set up her phone camera, sat in front of it. And for the first time in 2 years, she pressed record. She spoke for 11 minutes, shared something real, something honest, something she had been carrying for a long time. When she played it back, it was actually good. She knew it was good. She opened the upload screen. Her finger hovered over the post button. And then, what if my friends see this and laugh? What if nobody watches? What if I pour everything into this and nobody cares? What if I fail? Her finger never pressed post. She closed the app. The video sat in her drafts, unseen, unshared, unposted. Not because anyone criticized it, not because it was not good enough, but because Hannah never gave anyone the chance to find out. Fear had won again, without even being tested. And that is the most dangerous kind of defeat, the kind that happens entirely in your own mind. 2 days later, Hannah went for a walk. She needed air. She needed to think. She needed to be somewhere that was not her apartment with that unposted video sitting in her drafts like an accusation. She was almost home when she saw her, Rachel, sitting outside her front garden on a simple wooden bench, a cup of tea in her hand, watching the evening settle quietly around her. Hannah had known of Rachel for over a year. Everyone in their town knew Rachel. She had built something real and visible, a platform, a community, a voice that people trusted. Hannah had admired her from a distance, told herself someday she would find the courage to speak to her. Today, before she could talk herself out of it, she stopped. "Good evening, I am Hannah. I have followed your work for a while. I hope I am not disturbing you." Rachel looked up with a warm, unhurried smile. "Not at all. Sit down." Hannah sat, and after a moment Rachel asked simply, "What is on your mind?" Something about the gentleness of the question opened something in Hannah she had kept closed for a long time. She told Rachel everything: the notebooks, the 2 years, the video in her drafts, the question that always showed up right when she was about to start. What if I fail? Rachel listened to all of it without interrupting, without offering quick solutions, without dismissing the fear. And when Hannah was done, Rachel said, "Hannah, can I ask you something? You have been asking yourself, what if I fail for 2 years? Have you ever once asked yourself, what if I succeed?" Hannah did not answer because she realized she never had, not once. Rachel continued, "That is how fear works. It does not come with both sides of the story. It only shows you the worst possible outcome. And it shows it to you so vividly, so convincingly, that staying where you are starts to feel like wisdom. But it is not wisdom. It is your mind defaulting to what feels safe. And safe and right are not always the same thing. What if you succeed, Hannah? What if someone watches that video in your drafts and their life changes because of it? What if staying silent is the real failure? What if the world does not need a perfect version of you, but just the version of you that showed up? Hannah felt something she had not felt in 2 years: hope.
Rachel leaned forward slightly. "There is a scripture I think about often. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and a sound mind."
That voice asking what if I fail is not wisdom. It is not God protecting you. It is fear pretending to have authority it was never given. You have been listening to the wrong voice for 2 years, and it has cost you 2 years. She paused. "Hannah, the question is never whether you will fail. The question is whether what you are carrying is worth the risk of finding out." And I think you already know the answer. Hannah walked home slowly that evening. She was still afraid, but something had shifted, something quiet and certain. She understood now that the fear was not evidence she should stop. It was evidence she should start. She went home, opened her laptop, went to her drafts, found the video. And this time, she pressed post. The first comment came 3 hours later: a stranger. "Thank you for this. I needed to hear it today." Hannah stared at that comment for a long time. One person, one real person whose day had been touched by something Hannah had almost kept to herself forever. She thought about the 2 years she had waited, the notebooks full of ideas nobody read, the video that sat in her drafts for 2 days, all because of a question that had never been challenged. She picked up her phone and called Rachel. "Rachel," someone commented. They said thank you. There was a pause on the line. Then Rachel said softly, "That is why you started. Now keep going." Fear is not the enemy of your dream. Fear is the gatekeeper. And every person who has ever built something worth building has had to walk past it, not through it, not around it, past it. The fear does not disappear before you start. It waits at the door, and starting is the only thing that moves you past it. As the author Stephen Pressfield wrote, The more important a call or action is to our soul's evolution, the more resistance we will feel toward pursuing it. The size of your fear is a map of the size of your calling.
Hannah discovered that fear has a strategy.
It does not attack you when you are comfortable. It waits. It waits until you are about to do something that matters, until you are about to make a decision that could change everything, until you are one step away from starting something big. Then it arrives, not as fear, as logic, as wisdom, as reasons why now is not the right time.
That is how fear survives, not by force, but by disguise.
Fear is not interested in protecting you. Fear is interested in keeping you small. It will dress itself as patience, call itself preparation, tell you that you are being wise and careful. But what it is really doing is keeping you away from the version of yourself that scares it most. And the cost of not starting is always greater than the cost of failing. Failing means you tried. Failing means you showed up. Failing gives you information, experience, and a story worth telling. But not starting gives you nothing. The real risk is not failure. It is staying stuck, because the real failure is in never starting at all.
The voice that asks, "What if I fail?" is not wisdom. It is not preparation. It is not God.
God has not given you a spirit of fear. He has given you power, the power to start even when you are afraid, the power to show up even when you are not ready, the power to keep going even when the first attempt is imperfect, and the love to believe that what you carry is worth sharing, and the sound mind to know that fear is a feeling, not a fact, not a verdict, not a prophecy, just a feeling. And feelings do not get to decide your future. You do. So the next time fear shows up at the door and asks, "What if I fail?" you answer it with the only question that matters. What if I do not? Here is your challenge, 3 steps. Step 1, name the fear. Write down exactly what you are afraid of. Say it out loud. Fear loses power the moment you stop letting it leave unnamed inside your head. Name it, look at it, call it what it is. Step 2, declare over it. Find a truth that directly contradicts your fear. Write it down. Speak it out loud every single morning. God has not given me a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Say it until you believe it more than you believe the fear. Step 3, take 1 step today and be accountable. Not the whole journey, just the first step. Tell someone who believes in you and will hold you accountable. Not someone who will sympathize with your excuses. Someone who will ask you next week, "Did you do it?" Drop a comment right now and type the word brave. Because courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is deciding that what you are carrying is more important than the fear of dropping it. You have been afraid long enough. It is time to start. If this story spoke to you, please give it a like. It helps more people find this message when they need it most. Subscribe to Hope Speaks for more stories like this. If something in this video felt familiar, then your journey is just beginning. There is another video where we go deeper into what happens after the realization, when change actually begins. You can continue watching here. Until next time, keep going, keep building, keep starting. Your story is not over.